Jedder, I thought today we could do one of my favorite stories. It's a very famous story. It's a story about a 10-year-old girl. Now, in this story, there's this girl, and she... What's going on? Nothing. Okay, good. So there's this girl who's 10 years old. Now, she lives with her... The girl lives with her mother. All right. There's a 10-year-old girl, and she lives with her mother. And the girl's name is Delicious. What? No, her name is Melinda Meldicious. No, listen. Say it with me. Linda Dishes. No. Now, the girl wears this red cape around all the time, and it's got this red hood up over her head. She's a hood. What? She's a hood. No, she's not a hood, but they called her Little Red Riding Snack. No. Little Red Riding Hood. Say it. Little Fried Riding Snack. No. Now, one day her mother came up to her and said, "You look delicious." No, she didn't. Her mother came up to her and said, "Melinda, I would like you to take this basket of lamb chops, right, to your grandmother who lives by herself in the deep, dark forest." "Okay, Mom, but there are 2 things that you must remember. Number 1, always look both ways before crossing the street." What? That's not what she told her. She said, "Number 1, stay on the main path. Don't go off the main path through the poison ivy." Right. And the second rule is, don't talk to wolves. What? Don't talk to wolves. That's the rule? Yeah. What kind of a rule is that? That's a good rule. You're not supposed to talk to wolves. You talk to wolves. Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, she wasn't supposed to in the story. And she said, "All right, Mom." Then she left, and she went outside and began to walk along the trail, singing her Little Red Riding walking song. A Little Red Riding walking song? Yes. A riding walking song? Yes. It went like this. "I'm taking goodies to my grandma. I'm taking goodies to my grandma's house. Cha-cha-cha." Look, Jedder, why don't you try singing it? Okay. "I'm taking goodies to my grandma. I'm getting eaten by my grandma's mouse." What? And as she was walking along the path, suddenly someone stepped out of the forest. Do you know who it was? Yup. Are you sure? Yup. Are you positive? Yup. Who was it? I have no idea. Jedder, it was the big bad wolf, dressed up like Spider-Man. What? Look, he was not dressed up like Spider-Man, wearing a skin-tight, form-fitting polyester crime-fighting jumpsuit. He was not wearing a skin-tight, form-fitting polyester crime-fighting jumpsuit. He was naked. Stop it! Look, he was wearing fur, a fur coat, right? Mink, no, his own fur coat, okay? Where did he buy it? Walmart? Listen. The wolf stepped up to her and said, "You look good." No, he didn't. The wolf said, "Where are you going, little girl?" "I'm going to my grandma's house." "Oh, then take the shortcut over there through the poison ivy." And she did. And then the wolf ran ahead of her on the path. And he got to the door and he knocked on the door. And he said, little pig, let me come in. Or I'll huff and I'll puff by the hair on your chin." What are you talking about? What do you mean hair on your chin? It was Grandma's house. Like I said, hair on your chin. Listen. You got the story mixed up anyhow. Oh, sorry. Rapunzel, let down your long hair. I see under your arm and it's hanging down there. No! Look, that's the wrong story. He knocked on the door and Grandma said, "Who is it?" "It's me, little fried riding snack." So grandmother opened the door. The wolf grabbed her, stuck her into the closet, took her own nightgown, put it on himself, and he waited in the bed. And soon, here came Little Red Riding Hood, walking along the trail, singing her song. "I'm taking goodies to my grandma, grandma. My great big grandma has a great big blouse." What are you talking about? And she knocked on the door. "Come in, Little Red Riding Snack." No, Hood. Oh, yeah. She walked in and she saw the wolf dressed up like grandmother and she said, "Oh my, grandmother, what big ears you have. All the better to clean out with a cotton swab, my dear." "But grandma, what a big furry body you have. All the better to get fleas and flies and lice with, my dear." "But grandma, what a big floppy tail. All the better to get rid of them flies with, my dear." "But grandmother, what a big ugly," watch it, dude. Hey. "I mean a big furry snout you have. All the better to smell them lamb chops with, my dear." "And grandma, what big fangy teeth you have. All the better to eat you up with, my dear." And he ate her up, and the lamb chops, and the grandma, and the mama, and everybody else. No. That's not how it goes. The wolf leaped out to grab her, but suddenly there was a knock at the door, and there was someone at the door. Do you know who it was? Yup, who? Spider-Man. No! It was not Spider-Man. In some versions, it was the woodcutter. But in our version, it was the mother. And she opened the door, and she came inside, and she grabbed the wolf. And she took the nightgown off him and threw him outside. Ah! But no, come on. He had his coat on, his fur coat, right. And she gave the grandmother back her nightgown and then moved the grandmother from the deep, dark forest to live with them down in the house. And they all had lamb chops and celebrated. And the wolf went searching throughout the forest for small, furry woodland creatures to eat. And everyone lived happily ever after.